When was the United Nations officially established? 24th October 1945. Which day is celebrated as United Nations Day? 24th October is celebrated as United Nations Day. Where is the headquarters of the UNO is situated? In New York. Who had given the 14-point program for the formation of League of Nations? Woodrow Wilson. The General Assembly of the United Nations have designated 1992 as International Space Year. Which institution of UN is like a parliament of nations which meets to consider the world's most pressing problems? The General Assembly. Which institution carries out the day-to-day running of the UN? The Secretariat. What is the name of United Nations specialized agency which is committed to protect children's rights and improve the health and education of young people? UNICEF. Who became the Secretary General of the UN on 1st January 1997? Kofi Annan. What is the full form of UNO? United Nations Organizations. In which year UNO Charter was signed? Answer: 26 June 1945. At which place United Nations Charter was signed? San Francisco. How many official languages are being used in United Nations? 6 languages. In which languages the official work of United Nations is done? Answer: English, French. The most recent country which joined United Nations is South Sudan. How many member countries are there in UNO? 193. Who coined the term United Nations? Franklin D. Roosevelt. Who is the current Secretary General of UN? Answer is Antonio Guterres. How many permanent member countries are there in the UN Security Council? 5. China, France, Russia, England, and United States. Who was the first Indian to be the President of UN General Assembly? Vijayalakshmi Pandit in 1953. Which international organization was replaced by the UN? League of Nations. The non-permanent members in the UN Security Council are elected for a term of how many years? 2 years. The permanent seat of the International Court of Justice is located in The Hague in Netherlands. How many judges are there in the International Court of Justice? Answer: 15 judges. The Secretary General of UNO who had died an air crash. Dag Hammarskjöld. In which year did India become a member of UNO? In 1945. Who was the first Secretary General of United Nations? Trygve Lie. What is the term of United Nations Secretary General? 5 years. In which year was the UNO awarded the Nobel Peace Prize? In 2001. Antonio Guterres belongs to which country? Portugal. How many countries signed the United Nations Charter in 1945? 50 countries. The term of office of a judge of International Court of Justice is 9 years. Where is the headquarters of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees UNHCR located? In Geneva. Which UN body deals with population problem? Answer: UNFPA. Which conference adopted the United Nations Charter on 26 June 1945? San Francisco Conference. When was the United Nations adopted the Charter of Economic Rights and Duties? In December 1974. Which organ of the United Nations has suspended its operations since 1994? Trusteeship Council. Where is the headquarters of UNESCO? In Paris. In which date did the UNO adopt the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? 10th December 1948. Which specialized agency of UNO leads World Heritage Sites? UNESCO.